Would anybody like to review the last game? Preferably a voice we haven't heard in a bit.
Let's see. We continued where we left off, which was more or less in the middle of combat.
Truth.
So yeah, the remaining attackers were dispatched to with varying degrees of trauma, and afterwards, we had a talk with the ship's captain about the whole situation, because apparently they got their hands on one of their ships, the ships of the people who were attacking, which is the reason why they attacked. So it's kind of their fault.
I don't know that there's actually a kind of about it. It was straight up theft of property.
I didn't want to say it right like that, but yes.
But is it private property or is it personal property?
It is the property of Amazon.com. they stole an Amazon truck.
Oh no, anyways.
Oh no, anyways. Nothing of value was lost. No, it's the property of the Trumpeters, who are an organization. So you may side with that as you will.
And
you did. to the tone of 6 deaths. So guess what your accessories to?
Yeah.
Loiter.
In our defense, it seemed to be the right thing to do at the time.
That's right. In hindsight, it still is.
Also, I was going to say, also in our defense, it was.
Yeah, the trumpeters could have, just come in and say, hey, those guys stole from us.
It's true.
But no, they came in guns blazing.
I'd have been like, Captain, I'm so disappointed in you. You stole the baby ship?
I like that the ship has an age. This is just Fidelity not being certain what things are and are not alive in this world.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So it was decided that they would leave ASAP, as they say, and since we kind of saved them, they also decided to pay us in favor, which apparently is quite valuable. I do believe the how many did they give us? Basically 5 favor that we got.
Yeah, 1 each.
One each.
Is that right? You didn't both get one. Like Tygon's both halves didn't get one. So yes, 5 total.
Yeah. It's like a year's work for them.
Yeah, it was a lot of haul.
Mm-hmm. And then the ship left or is about to leave. I don't remember exactly. And we decided to go back to the inn and have a nap because we were up and working and fighting all night.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you got back to the inn, the ship had left. They were definitely looking to be out of there.
Okay, good. There may have been promises made of returning to help repair the docks, which got a little damaged in the during the combat.
Due to no
Just a touch. I still think the trumpeters should pay for it.
Yeah, but they won't. Probably.
But I also think Duke Energy should pay for the massive rivers of fly ash they dumped in South Carolina. But they won't.
And on the way back to the inn, we were intercepted by Harold.
Intercepted.
Excuse me?
It was an in joke because you were intercepted.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Sorry.
I
Plain
apologize
language.
for that thing. Yes,
I
you
get
were
it.
intercepted by Harold, who instead brought you to the barracks.
Yes.
Uh,
And that is where we left off, right?
Indeed. Congratulations. I would restore a medium, but you're about to take a nap, so it's probably going to come back anyway. Instead, you can have a bonus one. Whee!
Yay! Thank you.
Huzzah.
I had a mouthful of burrito, but
My fault.
I need to say that I can only assume that the Bear X is Harold's personal house.
Nice. Very good. I get the joke.
Are you sure it's pretty
Yeah,
pretty
it's
deep in
subtle,
queer
it's subtle,
culture?
yeah. As you
Pretty
mentioned,
obscure.
based on the Dream Feeder narrative, it is thinly veiled, as you were.
Beautiful.
You get back to the barracks, which I'm going to use the map that's currently on screen for it. I know this was the dock map, but it's as appropriate one as any. Not that I necessarily think we need to have grid available for this, but in case you want a visual. It is a wooden building, pretty well assembled, rather comfortable for barracks goes. These are probably officers' bunks or something like that, because they're not like just rows and rows of beds that are together. There appears to be some spot of leisure involved, and also a little bit more space. So either this is for visitors or for people of higher rank. But either way, there's room to stretch out and actually get a little bit of rest. And Harold does make mention that he wants to kind of get debriefed and also go over something pretty important for y'all. But it's the timing is not going to matter for the next like immediate moment. Get some sleep. You've been up for days and been busy. Take a rest. If anybody has anything immediate they want to do prior to napping, now's the time to do it. There are showers in the barracks. They are communal showers. That's just how it is.
I already had a bath.
That's true. You are covered in dock water, the cleanest of all water. It was pretty clear, but like still, anything that somebody needs to dump off a ship when they get to port, that's where it's going. So,
All right.
I was gonna say, let's go. I'm going to the showers because I'm sure we all smell like low tide at the pier.
Yeah.
I am also going to the showers.
Yep.
Sounds like the showers are gonna be real full.
the showers, in fact, are, and they are intended for the occupants of this particular establishment, which I'm gonna say are, call it 10 people. Um, So there's room for all of them to kind of be using it at once. How it's generating water or heat is beyond you. It's probably some kind of brushwork. Um, or there might actually be some degree of plumbing in here. But it seems to manage some method of getting hot water through a faucet, which is pretty cool. And there's a lot of different implements kind of nearby that are kind of refreshing to see for those of you, depending on what forms you're in, because this is a primarily caterwaul facility. So there's big old brushes and little things that can help blow your fur out, to kind of help put you back together after you've gotten all wet. The drains are mighty, like full-on drains. with just like various levels of filtration.
I can only imagine there's some sort of hair-eating monster
Yes,
in the drains.
something down there. There's actually signs around saying if you see clumps, throw them out. Like, they're just cautioning people.
Yeah, all the military cats have buzz cuts.
Yep. You have actually seen various fur patterns carved up and just shaved in different ways. Some of them are in patterns. They might actually be related to either different groups or different factions or who knows what, but they don't seem to be completely haphazard. There seems to be some kind of like theme to the overall patterning, even though what they mean is probably local culture. But yeah, you can you can all kind of hop in there and decide how you're trying to break that up. Clothing also is in pretty dire need of repair and or replacement. Um, because if you were wearing clothing that you got from somebody else, it's probably full of holes right now.
Y'all have clothing?
So
I can make my own.
a few of them can make their own, and a few of them were borrowing clothes from actually Harold's place, which are no longer really viable.
We
What?
bought our clothes from Fidelity.
That's true. Fidelity, your clothes are trashed.
Yeah, I figured that probably happened the first time they turned back into Big Alliance.
Yeah, everything's a bit bust. The armor's a little busted up. As you're kind of getting in there, and people are slowly kind of disrobing and figuring out how they want to get fixed. Harold's looking it over, being like, "Okay, so we need to figure out what to do about your armor situation a little bit. Um, let me see if I can figure a few things out here. Um, and the whole clothing thing, unless y'all just kind of want to, well, go native.
It's cool. I can make my own
Native?
clothes.
Oh, okay. He just kind of like shrugs. Great. What about the rest of you? Who needs clothing? Or who doesn't, specifically care? You do note from walking around all day that while pretty much everybody in this town is clothed in some way, it is by and large ornamental. It's like expression or decoration or anything else. They're all pretty fuzzy. So they're all kind of wandering around with like shirts and no pants. Donald Duck in it.
Straight up Winnie the Pooh in it.
Mm-hmm.
How many of them have those weird little things they sell rich people with too much money where you can put it's like a ring that goes on your cat's tail to hang a little gem over their butt?
Oh, I was gonna say a watch, but like, okay. I don't know that too many of them have the anal bum cover.
Anal pump cover.
The real question is, does it work?
Wow, am I glad that I was muted.
I got called away and then just got back, and that is what I heard.
I'll take anal bum cover for 500, Alex.
Call it what you will. The question is, does it work?
It's called that. The category is an album cover.
Spent years inventing the penis mightier.
Anywho,
Uh,
yes, I imagine the general number of people that have gemmed butt plugs are probably haven't changed from town to town, which is to say, less than you'd hope, but more than you think.
um, it would probably be nice, good to have some clothes in case we have to change, into a more manageable size.
Probably time to start backpacking a little bit. Let me see if I can find you all something to carry some things in. And he will depart to go grab some general supplies. You have gotten kind of accustomed to what your pockets can carry, that kind of extra dimensional space. Um, it's handy because you can make things like your wallet disappear, but it can't really hold an entire set of clothing or armor or something
Ah,
like that.
shame.
Um, and he kind of dips for now, leaving you all in the space to carry out this process as you will. The first one who kind of excitedly leaps into the situation is Jean-Luc, because like shower is still just a delightful thing to him. He's a little shaky after the combat and stuff, but like he didn't see most of it. He kind of sat there scared, and he seems a little preoccupied. But the idea of getting back under the warm water and being able to use all this stuff, especially because it's huge compared to him, also huge compared to Ambrose, but Ambrose is kind of used to that. But like this place is intended for big caterwaull barrel riders, like they're large people, roughly Herald size, right? So these showers are big.
Nice.
What's a shower?
You're about to find out.
Mhm.
it's
Oh,
it's like the rain. It's like rain, but we make it.
I thought that's what you did.
it's warm and very nice.
Jean-Luc will actually beckon over to Nugget and be like, "Over here, look, come here. It's like this." And he turns on the water, like a pro. Kind of has this kind of like, I know how to use the shower.
It's like, by the way, don't get too excited about it. Maybe being warm. This is a group shower. In my opinion, not particularly great at being anything but freezing.
He kind of puts his hand under it, and it does seem a little concerned about the coldness. But over time, it warms up. Whatever system they have in here does seem to provide warm water.
I'll just like step under the warm water, just like, hell yeah, it's better than my high school.
I step under the warm water, look up, and immediately open my mouth.
Ambrose will quickly close, like tip her head down and close her beak. Like, no, you'll drown. Don't do that. It's too much water for you to take.
Says the bee who also drowns the moment touching water.
Yeah.
Immediately looks up.
Ambrose floats
Now
off.
then they both just stare up at it with their mouths open.
Ambrose floats off in a puddle, can't get out.
No, the drain!
There's definitely a somewhat comedic situation of Jean-Luc attempting to keep both Ambrose and Nugget from killing themselves in the shower. It seems reasonably successful, but there's a bit of a learning curve.
I'm learning so many new things.
Mhm.
One of the things that does cross your mind is that these here walking, talking folk do seem to have it a little better off when it comes to amenities. What with this whole indoor area and all that. But you were just attacked by people with giant, arrow shooting rubber bands, so that's not really a thing you're familiar with.
I was just gonna go talk to them. I didn't know what was going on. And then they shot me. I was chicken on a stick.
Oh.
Yes. If any of y'all would like to converse, this is your seat.
I want to say Vincent and Vincetta will actually turn into their human forms. Because showering is a good deal easier that way.
It is true. Are you turning human, or are you just turning bipedal? Like, are you back to flesh, or are you still stone?
Okay, I hadn't actually considered that.
You have more or less complete control over your form, so whatever kind of feels more comfortable. You could just change your posture, which, as I understand it, would make you capable of consent at that point. That's a posture of consent joke. We're reaching way back on the internet right now.
Okay.
Wow, audible thought. I'm gonna wave at the camera so I can tell myself to delete that joke.
Don't.
Delete it.
Sorry, I'm not
No, that's
familiar with
consent.
that part. I wasn't there for the early internet.
George was. I expected a chortle.
I was dying.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear? I was choking.
Oh, I did not hear it at all.
You didn't hear me like
nothing came-
immediately.
You're
It must have.
deleted.
It must have been too much in Discord. Like, like cut me out because I was like, I laughed so hard I started like choking and coughing.
Okay, well, I feel a little bit redeemed because all that came over here was silence.
I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Oh my god, John, I can't believe it. I rely on you entirely for any admiration of my humor.
Hey, John.
What?
Oh, Johnny boy.
Okay.
Please take your medicine.
I already took it. I took it before I came down to get my food.
Well, all right then. This isn't the tune to Danny boy.
Not really, but
No.
it's alright, I got the vibe.
Okay. No, they're still stone. Just changing from quadruped to biped.
Okay.
Right.
Navigating in this form feels a little bit different for you. You're not used to it. This is probably the first time you've done this.
Yep.
As you're stepping around, you are very heavy, as you are still the size of a human statue. Um, there is a kind of thunk that happens on the floor. You're a little worried about slipping, but just your overall weight is enough friction that you seem to be able to hold your footing pretty well. There's definitely this sort of like uh, interesting just sort of observation by the people around you of kind of how this works, like what it is to put a marble statue, a granite statue under the water. The water just splashes a lot more. There's no absorption to speak of, right? So it's the sound is a lot more. It's just like hitting rocks at a waterfall kind of deal. There's an interesting sensory experience standing in the same room. Also, you're both naked. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. And they're basically, finding a an appropriate brush and start scrubbing each other.
It's pretty easy to clean. You're made of rock.
I was gonna say we don't need a shower for them. We just need a pressure washer.
Yeah.
Can you crank up that nozzle over there?
As you're under the water, just kind of like working on each other, there is this weird sort of like interior conversation that's sort of happening, not happening. Um, it's like having uh, uh, like a subconscious conversation with yourself, but at the same point, it feels like another intelligence is kind of like chiming in. And it isn't really worded so much as an exchange of thoughts and ideas, most of which center around the various things that just happened. Chances are there is some degree of just general moroseness over what's just occurred. Most of you today put something sharp through somebody else who didn't get back up again. It is a thing that has kind of happened before, and is likely sinking in that over the last 3 days you've done things that you didn't think you were ever going to do in your life. One of them was fuck a muse, but the other one was kill a bunch of people.
Yeah. Not at least for some of us, not something they probably ever expected to do in their life.
Mm.
Getting a lot of typing. Anything from Fidelity?
Fidelity is definitely distracting himself from anything that's going on, which is really like you said, he's already killed people. And maybe this is a little more real because they're not weird monster people. But it's a lot to process out, and definitely isn't happening now. And he can further distract himself by just having breasts because he can wash them.
That's true. They do a whole kind of boingy thing. Probably
Just like
something
this.
that Evelyn is also trying to figure out right about now.
Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm eating. Yeah, I am just kind of leaning fully on the wall, just letting the water pour over me. Whew, sorry.
There is a general hush, I suppose, then, since nobody's necessarily conversing. As you all kind of individually reflect on what happens, Jean-Luc will actually look over at Ambrose at some point and be like, "So, are you okay? I heard that you fell again.
I did. It was cold this time. I was struck with a spear,
Did you
much like my own weapon. Go on.
did you can you feel it when that happens?"
I can, but it disappears rather quickly, and I reform elsewhere.
As you're talking, you do kind of recall an image this time because it's the first time that you saw your old corpse, which
Mhm.
had not vanished. So you've learned a new kind of feature of this particular phenomenon.
I will
Um,
say,
Go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was gonna, Ambrose will say, um, this time I was still there when I reformed. I don't know why I expected my old form to disappear, but it didn't. That was very upsetting, I think.
Your
I'm not
body is
quite
still
sure
in
how to
the
feel about it.
bones?
Yes,
Oh, um, wow. He kind of blinks a little bit, like uncertain how to necessarily process that. And then he gets this sort of like curious look and says, what if you weren't like when does it happen, do you think? What if your old body came back somehow?
I don't know. That's not something I had considered.
He kind
I,
of like shrugs a little bit and says, I don't know how it would work either. I just know I've seen, hummingbirds or bees on the ground, and I've brought them sugar before, and they've kind of come back from what looks like dying. But maybe they were just asleep.
No, we get weak when we don't have enough fuel, or I guess food in this case. Um, we could try when we go back to repair the docks. If he's still there, we can see what we can do, see what happens.
He winces a little bit and goes, I don't even. Uh, but it's already been a long time, and who would that even be? I mean, if that's you from before, then who's you now?
No, it's me.
Can you can you be you twice?
I don't know. The Vinces seem to handle it.
I guess that's true. Uh,
Easier than you think.
he kind of looks back and goes, I guess I've never really thought of you as a single person before. Is that does it feel really different?
It it's really hard to describe because we are well kinda we we are two persons and the same person at the same time. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's what it feels like.
Huh. Would you would you get lonely if you kind of went back in the same body? Can you go back in the same body?
I don't know. But we haven't tried.
You look at each other, and there is this kind of moment of two individual consciousness being like, who would die? Because while it's
Mm.
difficult to uh, as you're existing now, you're existing as two different beings that are kind of sharing thoughts. But the reality of one having to become the other does bring up this idea of hierarchy. There are distinct personalities in here. Who wins? Do you become one? You're not entirely sure what would happen.
That is that is scary.
Yeah, you do kind of detect a general repulsion
Mm.
from both sides of this sort of subconscious thought that once split, both of them are distinct people.
Yep. And I don't think we don't think we want to try.
He nods a little bit. And kind of looks over to Fidelity and goes, I guess by comparison, being a horse isn't quite so bad, huh?
I don't know. It's kind of cool, but like, I don't know.
Are you okay?
A lot of stuff that I used to like not have to worry about as much is like way more forward now. And I think it has something to do with the whole, becoming a demon thing.
He kind of looks downcast for a second as though reminded of this possible interpretation of the space, and goes, "Does that make me one too?"
It's like, no, you're a dude. You're just you're a kid who just kind of got, you're just kind of here for the ride.
But I mean, we're in the same spot, and I've helped you all.
That just makes you a cool kid.
What's he kind of like ponders a little bit. No, wait, no, I think I get it. And he goes, is it like? I mean, I was taught that one who helps evil is evil.
I don't know if we're evil or not.
What else is a demon?
I don't know.
Maybe the oh, sorry. Maybe the people who wrote it are evil, and they just want to make the good guys look evil. I don't know. Oh God, we kill people again.
Well, we
I'll
just
put a
wanted to survive. They shot
I
us
was
first.
Yeah, I was kind of like squeeze her shoulders from behind, just like, it's okay. They were trying to kill us. We had to defend ourselves.
I know, but I
They were
keep
trying to
seeing
blow up the ship with the baby ship inside. So that's like a pregnant ship. So we defended a
That's-
mother.
no, that's not.
I can't argue with that logic.
There's no
Chandler kind of
logic.
looks over to Ambrose and goes, I can argue with that logic, but
Well,
We watched people drown.
oh, that's right. They fell off the dock. You could see that?
Yeah, we were down there.
They were being eaten by crabs.
Uh,
Everybody kind of looks over to Nugget like you saw bodies being devoured by crabs.
That quick?
Yeah. They were big
Okay.
crabs.
Listen, if you chum the water near the crabs, they're gonna go for it.
I was like, I thought that the crabs like to let bodies sit for just a little while so that they soften up. I don't know.
mhm.
Apparently, these ones were eager for a
These
meal.
ones are feeling.
I saw a hermit crab take the helmet.
It's a big ass hermit crab.
Okay,
It's a lot of hermit crab. Yeah.
that
Well,
one is
see-
actually somewhat comical. Sorry,
I
John.
think that. I would say that one's a landlord. He's getting that so he can rent out the rest of the space to his other 6 hermit crab buddies.
Okay, now we've just wandered into another crab's treasure. So
That's fair.
At that point, they're not hermit crabs; they are communal living crabs.
It's true.
Yes.
Mhm.
But yes,
you
continue
living crab.
with your statement.
I was like, that's pretty wild. Are you guys okay?
I'm not sure.
I mean, it was them or your friends.
Mhm.
Yeah, but still, they were
They were people, and I don't
they
know
were they were struggling, like trying to get out of their armor stuff.
And I don't know if you guys didn't notice, but I'm also kind of shocked that I turned into a giant, terrifying bird creature.
Oh, that was pretty cool, though.
I'm gonna say you saved Nugget. That was a big help.
Thank you for that, by the way. I don't remember a
Also-
lot of that.
You're welcome, Nugget, and I'll kind of gently pet her comb.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's they drowned. We didn't.
Killed Ambrose.
It's
But doesn't that happen
Also-
like every third day?
Also, yeah, but it's the thought that counts. Come on.
True.
They did a murder. Also, no, let's come back to that. That was crazy. You can just like not. You just don't breathe.
no.
That's awesome.
You have this kind of intrusive thought of having watched the chicken and the bee staring up at the water and everybody like rushing to their stop of like, what if you just opened your mouth in the water and tried to breathe? Because it feels like you're breathing until you kind of pay attention to it and then just don't. Your body sort of goes through the motions until it's reminded that it doesn't need to.
It's like, yeah, so like when you guys first fell down there, I got a ladder and I was coming down to try to get you guys out, like give you guys a way out, but then I saw that you were just fine. So
Oh,
That ladder was super helpful.
Thank you for the effort.
but I was like, I can't pick you guys up, like even one of you, and you were just chilling. You just seemed fine. So I was like, I don't think there's anything I could do to help here. I just need to keep everybody up top alive. And then I was really glad when you guys were okay.
There is this sort of reckoning that Fidelity is going through right now of the serendipity of that fact, because there are only two real ways to pull this logic right now. Either all of you are immortal, and you just haven't necessarily noticed it yet because only two of you have like quote died, um, by ways that don't seem comebackable, right? Many of you have been rather grievously injured, and it certainly felt, not great. But only Ambrose and Da Vinci's here have been in situations where, like, no, that person's just straight up, the conditions that they're currently in do not support life. Um, so either all of you simply don't die, or uh, luck alone saved you from losing a friend about an hour ago. And all of your best efforts to save them would have come to naught.
Oh boy.
I don't think we should treat this as if we cannot be killed. I
Hmm.
think we should treat this as we should not try to be killed. I will stay further back from combat.
Agreed.
I'll try not to get shot.
That is good.
That's a good idea. I don't know how all this works. So let's just not press our luck.
All right.
So, is there a difference between like killing people and like killing chickens?
There is a very concerned look on John Luke's face. Just like, whew.
Most
like-
chickens are very stupid and dirty and smelly.
Wow, just right out with it.
Well,
Fidelity just kind of stares, kind of like mouth a little slack.
chickens.
I was like, we can't talk to chickens. Most chickens can't talk, so I don't know. Look, you gotta eat.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, the crabs were super happy.
Um, Yeah, like so. The difference is like you're not supposed to kill people, and chickens are chickens. But now we're all something different.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're not
So
people.
yeah, I don't know how the rules apply anymore, and I've met some people that don't consider us people. So
Or am I people?
you're people now.
Mhm.
You're a
Yeah, what
muse.
about
We're all muses, so we're all people to at least each other.
I thought we were demons.
Maybe. I don't know. We could be.
Jean-Luc kind of chuckles a little bit and says, I would prefer to be a muse, I think. Otherwise, I have to reckon with the fact that, well, and it just kind of like trails off a little bit.
Oh, what's up, kid?
Mhm.
He sort of shrugs a little bit and says, I mean, you know, my family burned. I, that's
Oh,
certainly
right.
not unrelated to all this.
True.
That is not your fault, though.
Mhm.
No, it's mine. Because it's my draft that turned into a destructive hive.
I
We'll
don't.
have to deal with that when we're stronger.
Yeah, but you didn't tell it to do that.
No, I
It made that
didn't.
choice. Yeah, it chose to do that all on its own, and you didn't even choose to be a muse.
Yeah,
You can't be blamed for what you're like born as.
that's a good way of
Wait,
looking at it.
He actually looks a little bit perplexed and goes, but that's the very premise of original sin. Yes,
Yeah,
you
It's like,
can.
and it's
Oh.
nonsense.
Mhm.
Shit, I totally forgot about that. I'm not like Catholic, so I don't know if we know anything about that.
What are
I don't.
you?
I don't think people are born bad. I just
Eh,
think that's silly.
Pentecostal.
Well, I mean, did they? What? I'm not even sure what that is.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I was gonna say that hasn't happened yet.
It's like, I guess you're like. I just look over at the. I look over. I think specifically at the Vinces because they're the other most modern among us. I'm just like, when was that like Martin Luther dude?
Like the 1500s, I think.
is this more
1400s.
Muse
The Vincents
stuff?
would know that, but I don't know that, so...
I mean, I don't necessarily know that the Ventus would know either. They don't necessarily need to be versed in various aspects of Jesus adjacent factions.
Be right back. One sec.
What's religion?
Wait, you mean Ultra Mega Chicken? Shh, 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 he's legend.
Jean-Luc kind of goes, "Hey, it's a well, it just is. It's how the world, I guess, was supposed to work." He hasn't really figured out how to redefine it at this point because certainly a lot of what he's witnessed doesn't make sense unless he decides that he is in fact a very evil thing. Um,
Starting to get a little bit scared that all of it was made up.
he sort of uh, nods a little bit and says, "I'm not really sure how to deal with that either. It's the only way I was supposed to know things, and now it just sort of feels like learning a different one. Except I can see these ones a little bit more readily."
What does a religion look like?
I don't know.
It's like a list of rules that you have to follow so you don't like go like
Here.
get dirty or go to hell.
Uh, the way it was explained to me is it's a cult, but with an army.
Oh, I thought a religion was like a creature, and those were like names of different things.
No, I think
Nah,
it's
No,
a
it's
belief
it's an
system.
it's a group, an organization.
Mhm.
Good. I didn't want to have to fight Martin Luther.
They definitely don't want to fight Martin Luther King.
It's a different.
I want to be on that one's side.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to be with Martin Luther Emperor.
You
He's
want to raise in hail of John Warhammer, huh?
Pentecostal sounds like a final boss.
It
Mhm.
does. It sounds like it's related to the cockatrice.
Yeah. This is definitely something that we're gonna eat on Dungeon Meshi.
Now I'm sad that Nugget didn't take the stone, like the turn to stone reptile one, because then she could be the friggin' cockatrice snake coming out of her butt.
I don't think that's
It's
exactly how that works.
Yes, y'all can move on from this if you wish to, and get your naps begun if you would like.
I'll say, real quick, is Nugget staying in her chicken form, or is she changing to something bipedal to shower? Because if she stays in her chicken form, Ambrose would help her wash her wings and stuff.
Oh,
I would love that. I don't have any hands.
Perfect. Ambrose will wash her wings very gently, as he does all things, and help her rinse off as well.
The whimsy of the situation is not lost on the last of you. It is a nice reprieve in light of kind of the harsh scene you just witnessed. It is also a little bit difficult to watch with that still fresh in your mind. You have a kind of guilt by association. There's a new thing in your heads right now, the token for the favor, and you don't really notice it if you're not thinking about it. But when you do, it shows up like an actual object, like a feeling that you can manipulate. And directly associated with the memory of that is the memory of what just happened. So as you kind of sit there every once in a while, it is brought back as an almost tangible thing. But you're able to all finish up and get yourselves into a sleepable position.
Nugget
All
finds
right.
roost.
Nugget can curl up on the foot of one of these beds.
hey, Vince, I have another question, and it's really important.
Yes.
If you had to like scrub off moss, is that your version of manscaping now?
This is not a term you heard in the 90s.
Of what?
Manscaping. Like cleaning up the hair.
Well, you mean like shampoo?
No, like shaving and the shampoo's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I did shave. Guess I don't have to anymore. Neat. Always found it a bit tedious.
You guys look really, really good in your bipedal form, by the way. You look super cool and badass in like lions, but
Mhm.
like you guys look really good.
Very,
Oh, thank you.
very attractive. Yes.
Thank you.
This delights me because I'm imagining like Fidelity going to motorboat the female Vince and her boobs are stone, so you just hear this like crashing sound as he knocks his skull into it.
Breaks his nose.
Sorry. Hey, are you guys okay in there? I'm fine. Spits out teeth.
Also, Fidelity is going to be like, from time to time, he's just going to like elbow and kind of like annoy Jean-Luc, just playing around, trying to cheer him up.
Yeah. seems relatively thankful for the distraction, but is also just sort of like, stop, you're awfully jovialent for a demon. I'm just saying.
It's like, don't talk back to your elders, kid.
Who knows if that matters? I don't know what the rules
No,
of
either.
demonhood is.
With the different times we came out of, does age even matter?
Yes.
You go back to the
What fidelity means it? It matters when it benefits him.
But it matters. Look, it matters when it matters.
Unless you all have other activities you wish to do, you may take your naps.
Yeah,
I
an
would
app.
like to nap.
Yeah.
Gonna peck at some teeth on the floor first.
Yeah.
Get a little extra calcium.
And naps are begun. Vincetta, it is not a good dream.
Oh no.
Oh.
A lot of it is centered around the same stuff that you've already kind of seen. You're back on the dock. It's a sort of combination of being above it and then being underwater. As you start to move on the land, you feel slow, like you can't get to where you need to get to very quickly.
Oh.
Harkens back the idea of being too far away from the dock when you needed it, but you're standing up. Around you, people are kind of floating in not in a levitation form, but as though they have neutral buoyancy underwater. All of them are motionless, hanging in the air, with their faces all just slightly out of view. It's hard to focus on any given one of them.
Yeah, not happy.
Do you go anywhere?
Um. Is there anything to go to?
Well, it's a dream. So
Oh.
it's kind of like wherever you feel like you would get drawn to.
You know, I get drawn to away from the bodies.
You do try. You back away from them, turn away, but as you turn, there always seem to be more in front of you. It's
Of
always
course.
sort of a pressing feeling. You try to move further up the road and find yourself brought back to the shoreline as you are exploring around. You have a degree of lucidity. Um, you can kind of feel annoyed, but not quite enough to really be like, oh, I should wake up. But more like, I know we are trying to sub me and I don't want to go there. Um, but the vision doesn't seem to want to let you go. The next time you kind of attempt to turn away from it, you find yourself down at the bottom of the docks again. And there are the two of you. At this point, though, you don't seem to be sharing a communal mind. It's like two separate characters in the dream. And at any given point, the consciousness that is you will hop back and forth between the two of them. At one point, you can see Vince trying to turn away, only not being able to get anywhere. At another point, you can see Vincetta sort of hiding in a corner of one of the piers, trying not to look around it. Crabs are kind of clawing at her feet, but nothing seems to actually be taking hold. All the dirt, all the muck, anything that actually feels like it might be real or decent or human doesn't seem to stick to that stone facade.
Okay. I will try to bring the two bodies together No, focus on each other, so to speak,
Mhm.
if I can.
There is a general sort of like magnets trying to be pushed together with the same polarity. They don't seem to want to join. But as you are
Hmm.
kind of communing with each other, um, there's this sort of understanding that's come to within the logic of the dream, uh, where unless you are united in goal, it doesn't seem to work out.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Okay, get it. Gotta work together. All right.
The two that is you
Yep.
can stand side by side and kind of decide how you want to approach. You're now at the bottom of the water. There is a ramp upward. It is some semblance of the ramp that you saw originally, in that it's shaped very much like the pier collapsed, but it's big.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just kind of going up and up and up and up.
Um, okay, up we shall go.
When you get to the foot of it, um, there are several of the kind of suspended bodies there. Um, all of them kind of have these helmets on, and the rest of them look like they're pulled apart by various crustaceans or fish.
Oof.
All the helmets are very shiny. These bright kind of silvery things that don't have any of the patina of being underwater. The bodies instead look like they bloated, like they've been down there for months.
Ooh. Um, I we'll say sure what exact, but something along the lines of so sorry, but just try to push past the bodies, assuming they're actually in the way.
Some of them are, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, you push one, and the helmet kind of floats off. Um, and you find yourself unable to kind of turn away from the face, which is
Oh.
a kind of half frozen uh, version of both the face undone that you saw when the helmet fell off before,
Mhm.
uh, and the face of your own draft.
Ooh. Oh.
There's this vocalization in your mind of you're going to be in so much trouble.
Oh.
You awake to the smell of eggs cooking. Harold has returned. It is now in evening times. You all have slept somewhere between 5 a.m. and probably, I don't know, 4 p.m. or something like that. Still very bright outside, but definitely in the afternoon. Somehow Harold has procured uh, pretty delicious food, and it's the first time you've smelled his cooking since
Ooh.
being back at the Starbucks. The fresh eggs are anybody's guess.
Mm.
um, there are a couple people who have awoken, and a few that are still kind of coming out of it. Who's up right now? Who up smoking them eggs?
Ambrose will be up early.
I'm up early.
I
I
mean,
am
yeah, he
Uh,
got woken up by eggs.
I am clonked the fuck out.
Yeah.
so is Fidelity.
Okay, so Ambrose, Jean-Luc is still sleeping. Ambrose is up, Nugget's up, and Harold's up. Harold's like, so you okay? I didn't meet you. I met these guys before, and we've been having a bit of an adventure. You and he have been up for a little bit ever since you kind of woke up and felt yourself compelled by the need to give everybody breakfast. It's difficult to tell now because everything's at a scramble, but there's a variety of different eggs in there. Not all of them are yours.
Like, this is Nugget. She is from the same time Jean-Luc and I are.
Oh wow, but didn't come out of the same slip. Unusual.
Nope. hmm I don't know when she came through, but
Honestly, I'm
she
not
was.
really sure either.
Well, you've fallen in good company, if maybe a little unlucky company, depending. He
Hmm.
kind of looks over at the pair of you and says, "I'm kind of glad it was you two that woke up first. I've got some news, I guess. I'm not really certain how your entire crew is gonna take it."
News?
Oh,
He adds a little seasoning to the scramble and says, "We've got a plan. I think it's a good one. I think it's a workable plan. I think somebody just logged off." um,
It was Rowan, so
yeah.
probably a Discord crash.
I think it's a workable plan, but it's not easy and it's asking a lot of people. Usually, the rendered that's y'all. Folks who didn't necessarily come from like human attachment tend to have an easier time kind of adapting to Gallery because it's just another place to be. Fewer social attachments,
that
but
makes
it's
sense.
still a risk. Welcome back.
Well, yep, I'm here.
Yeah. As for the rest of them, I don't know. I'll think they'll help, but it's not the last time your lives are going to get put on the line.
I think they'll definitely help. And everybody's been so nice to me. They even promised they wouldn't eat me. So, I mean, it can't be more dangerous than where I come from.
He kind of thinks for a little bit and says, I mean, I guess your fate is a little less sealed here.
I'm a free range chicken now.
That's true.
He chuckles a little bit and says, but still a cannibal, and hands you food.
Eggs, my favorite.
Bit
That,
by
that
bit. Go ahead.
at that point, two sleep groggy lions. Well, who is a cannibal?
Oh, nobody. Come eat. Don't ask where the ground beef came from.
I will not.
I usually don't.
Hmm.
He provides some food and says, "You were tossing around a lot out there. You two okay?"
Oh, it's not a good dream.
He lifts an eyebrow and says, "You want to elaborate on that a little bit?"
Um, it's I well we well kind of had to watch some people drown, and we made them drown,
Mm.
and yeah, we were back there, when we were dreaming.
He nods a little as he kind of gets the food continued to put together. And after a pause, kind of goes into a story of, "I've been lucky to not have to be on the lines anymore, but I've had my fair share of less than delightful memories of life leaving someone's eyes. It's not a thing that you get terribly used to, at least if you're lucky."
Oh. Mm.
He will provide some food for the two of you and says, "Listen, don't. I wish I could provide you some better input on this, but for everybody it's a little bit different. Don't ignore it, huh? Think about it. Say stuff if you need to. Talk to people about it if you have to. Both because it'll help you out and because he kind of like waves his hand around. Y'all are still new. There's a lot of medium floating around in you that you haven't really figured out how to channel. Sometimes a dream is just a dream. Sometimes a dream is something more out here.
Okay.
The wrong energy attracts the wrong friends, is all I'm saying.
Are you saying we've attracted bad friends?
I'm saying enough bad dreams will bring company you probably don't want to deal with.
Ah,
I don't think any of you have actually encountered a nightmare yet because you're all still standing here, but
Are they that terrible?
are you awake?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
But
he kind of
you had earlier said you were conked
you
out.
were conked out, yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, I'm still asleep. Sorry.
No, you can wake up whenever you want to, but um, if you woke up at that moment and be like, oh, hey, welcome to the party. He kind of nods and says, they are a class unto themselves. Yeah, fear is a powerful motivator. Um, more likely you
Right.
would attract a notion, maybe grief, maybe sadness, anger. There's all manner of different ones. They're at different levels of concern depending. Usually they can be addressed, but nightmares, actual nightmares, that's a different classification of notion. Just like you're a different classification of notion. It's not usually as easy as just having a bad dream. But, don't ignore what you need.
All right. We'll try.
He will hand eggs over to Evelyn, uh, and then look over at the still slumbering body of Fidelity and be like, I kind of want to hit him with a pillow. Would that be bad? Could I hit him with a pillow? He might go into shock.
pillows are gentle. I think he'll be fine.
He was just attacked. I just want to hit him with a pillow.
Perhaps I could wake him up, and then you could shout "surprise" and beat him with the pillow so he is prepared.
Oh, that almost seems worse. Then it's premeditated.
That's fair.
And
He,
it's not now?
he kind of puts his finger up, goes, shh, not if we don't talk about it.
Oh. Sorry.
He gets a mischievous giggle in his eyes and reaches behind him to grab a pillow. It is at this moment that you realize that these pillows are in fact giant caterwaul pillows. This pillow is at least the size of the giant head that sits behind John in his office.
Oh geez,
Oh geez,
that's a
Amazing.
big ass
that's
pillow.
a big ass pillow. This is like a meter by meter pillow, full of
That's
a mattress.
that's a spicy pillow.
It is a beastly device. Um, uh, and he just proceeds to like lift it over his head and drop it like a pom pom on top of Fidelity. Not with any particular force, but it is a heavy object unto itself. This is probably 20 pounds of pillow.
He just kind of wakes up like sputtering and flailing, just like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
there is a single like heavy hand that pushes down on the pillow, like just to pin you under it. And you can feel this like extremely low rumbling, like thunderous rumbling, that it occurs to you after a few moments is actually his purring in amusement. But it's damn near rattling windows. And he just kind of goes, "Rise and shine, sweetheart. Breakfast is ready."
Fidelity just gotta stare at him for a while, like having gone still. It's like, oh, okay.
And he takes he chuckles a little bit, removes the pillow, and says, "Sorry, I just didn't want it to get cold." And we'll pass you over a tray of food with a little smile and says, "Whenever you're ready."
It's like sitting up and rubbing my eyes, like, no, I'm up, I'm good. Ugh. I'll take the tray and come join everyone.
Hmm. It's right about now. I do need to retcon a little bit of that narrative because it just occurred to me that I had forgotten something rather important, and that is that both Evelyn and Nugget's injuries have returned.
That's correct.
Because
I remember that.
you're on temporary. It wore off while you were sleeping. You had 4 hours of reprieve from them.
I
As
was
you're
gonna ask about
go on.
I was gonna ask about like rest and what that means for us for medium and stuff too.
So your medium's back, your endura's back. You all basically got a full night's sleep. Your wounds are back unless you were like damn near at the bottom of them, but I think you also got treatment, so I'm gonna say that your wounds are back. Since we're not gonna be leaping dramatically into combat, injuries do not go away with sleep; they have to be treated. You attempted to squawk out a response at some point, Evelyn, and were met with silence. And it occurs to you that you are still rather debilitated. Same thing with Nugget. As you were trying to eat, you find yourself pecking at a plate in the corner that isn't actually there, and much to the concern of the onlooker, goes, "Oh, you are messed up still, aren't you?"
Right. Eh, right.
Uh,
She was into cannot speak.
he nods and goes, "Okay, I will look into seeing if we can get some better gastromancy around here. There's bound to be something available in the barracks." He ponders a little bit, um, and says, give me just a second. Um, y'all get yourselves dressed." And he actually dumps over a cart of clothing that looks like it's local fare. Very pretty stuff. One of the things that you have noticed around here is that because all of the clothing in this town is basically worn for decoration, none of it's really blasé. Everybody kind of has very cute, very like snappy looking outfits that are all very expressive. It is by and large entirely upper body. Like most of them aren't putting them on their kind of digigrade cat feet. Um, so there is that to deal with. Looks like the going solution for this is loincloths.
Hmm.
Very Conan. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
What do
But
loincloths cover?
loins.
Do I do I have loins?
I can't answer that for you. That's for somebody else to decide. Also, you're still a chicken, so you don't necessarily need to put anything on. There is a cute little hat if you'd like it, or a ribbon.
That hat would go so nicely with this bell.
You doff a hat.
I
The rest of
envision this
all,
as a tiny little top hat.
the rest of all, how do you attire?
Uh,
I am going to. Uh, I don't know if I'll have actually any chance to show this or to have known what this is. I'm gonna say I learned it from looking at Fidelity's fashion magazine. Give me a second. I have to log into Discord because I changed my password because I couldn't remember my password. Okay, and I will show you a picture. He is essentially wearing a gold-colored dhoti, I believe it's pronounced. I'll put it in testing teams where we just kind of chat. There's a gold version of this.
Neat.
I think just a.
Oh, cool.
I think just a shimmering golden dress with like the leg slit
Okay.
and a wide brimmed hat.
Fidelity is wearing it is morning and unconsciously clothing himself in morning clothes, so he's just wearing kind of like a pair of boxers. And a tank top? Is that what they're called? With the straps?
Yeah,
Oh,
like a spaghetti strap tank.
yeah, the thing, whatever it is they call wife beaters now.
Well,
Tank tops. That's what they've always been.
that's not a spaghetti strap though. I didn't know if that's what you were aiming for. If it's just a tank
Yeah.
top, it's a tank top.
Also, they can be considered undershirts.
It is a form of undershirt, yes.
All right. That is
It doesn't quite reach his belly button.
a cropped undershirt.
He's sitting down and eating
How about the rest of y'all?
unmannerly.
Yeah. I'll sit down and eat.
Mm-hmm.
Vince and Vincetta will go with. They're not picky for clothes, so whatever Harold can provide, probably just current Caterwaulen fashion.
Okay.
Maybe current fashion is probably saying a bit much. What's typically worn?
It is a kind of multicolored vest-like thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty trim. Works very well. Especially like they're kind of intended for people that are bipedal. Even though they all have kind of the bent back digigrade Ghibli-esque feet. But they're all still kind of walking around like that. And in your kind of like stone forms that aren't necessarily particularly explicit, unless you kind of get all up in there on the rock. They it wears very well, as this very attractive vest.
Mhm.
Everybody can adorn themselves accordingly. And he will come back in with another set of food. And we'll say, okay, stuff this in your mouths. And say, we're lucky that we had this on hand. We're probably going to have to go restock it, to be perfectly honest. So there may be a little bit of a foraging expedition after this.
Okay.
Not
Don't-
you,
don't-
the injured ones.
Oh, sorry.
And he will hand food to both Nugget and Evelyn.
I will eat it.
He says,
Thank you.
it's going to take a little while for that to take effect. Probably a few hours yet. I didn't know you all are injured. I would have had you do it before you left, but it's all right. Just, stay calm. Bear with it. You'll feel better in a bit.
I give him a thumbs up.
He kind of looks over to the rest of y'all and says, all right, when everybody's ready, we have a bit of a grievous situation to discuss, and then I suppose a rather large favor to ask.
Grievous.
He kind of looks sympathetic and says, yeah, I know it hasn't exactly been the easiest first few days.
Why is it named after that dude from Star Wars?
Star what?
What dude from Star
Movie.
Wars?
Grievous.
There was nobody called Grievous in Star Wars.
Oh,
There might
right.
be
You're
more
from.
whatever that's going.
Oh, yeah. You weren't around for, like, the new Star Wars movies.
There's new ones?
Yeah. There's, like, a bunch.
That honestly probably sounds pretty exciting to you if you were a Star Wars fan.
Well, cool. Okay. I
Yeah,
thought they ended it well with Return of the Jedi, but awesome.
Oh, no, They went back and did 3 before A New Hope.
Before? That's odd.
Yeah, like
Well, I
like
mean,
the
the
Clone
original
Wars.
ones were written as 4, 5, and 6, so like that's not terribly
Ah,
yeah.
okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they did that. They did the Clone
Oh,
Wars.
okay.
They did like episode 1, 2, and 3, and they just like keep getting better. They're so awesome.
Absolutely see them when that rolls around in your timeline.
They got this dude that's like got 4 lightsabers because he has robot arms.
Dude!
Bro, it's so hype.
I lean up to. I imagine it's it's Vincent and Fidelity doing this, so I kind of slide up to Vincetta and kind of give her a look like confused at this.
um, ja, Vincent ist gonna so. I forgot. Did they have like films yet in your time?
I nod.
Okay, it's well, imagine.
Imagine if they were really good ones.
Yeah, imagine those, but really good. Have you ever read like fantasy stories, like science fiction?
I nod.
Yeah, that, but as a film, and really good.
I look confused.
It's like, yeah, nerd shit's like really popular nowadays, but luckily they also make a lot of cool shit like Marvel movies.
What's a movie?
I don't know. Oh, it was sort of explained to us. You were not there though. And I will break into a like what I can remember Shiloh told us about movies when we went to the Blockbuster.
I really want to see one. I think I'm kind of scared of the idea, but I mean, I've seen
Exactly.
enough scary things, so Jean-Luc.
Yeah, we'll watch some really good stuff.
As soon as we find a safe slip.
Yeah, we can watch something scary if you guys want, like Talk to Me.
I'm already talking to you.
No, it's a movie.
Oh, well, that's a confusing title.
It makes sense once you've seen it.
Okay.
Harold will kind of like wait for the chatter to die down a little bit before kind of clearing his throat.
Fuck.
And going. So, um, anyway, news has come down from the north regarding the Prelacy advance. It's bigger than we thought it was.
Oh boy.
Dramatically bigger, actually. And he produces a map of a continent or country-looking thing labeled Inlest, and kind of points to the bottom of it and says, "This is us down here, way up the coast over here, right around this area is where I was stationed. That's where you found me. And right about, I'm guessing here, he kind of makes a dot on the map, is where you slipped in. Right now, the largest deployment I have ever seen from the Prelacy is surrounding this area. They've set up a convoy between there and the Ivory Tower. This looks to be the kind of push we've been wondering about for decades at this point. They don't expand very readily. They only do it if there's a very serious thing to be gained, or they feel like they know what to do with the local populace. The Prelacy more or less depends on their isolationism to continue to push their doctrine. Too much exposure to new cultures becomes too many questions, becomes too difficult to deal with. But if there's a natural asset, particularly a natural asset that doesn't have a whole lot of people around it, it's worth it for them to branch out. Then they have to expand all their borders to make sure they can control it. I've never seen an advance like this from them, not in my lifetime. Assuming they decide to expand their borders to this point, it's going to more than double their overall size.
What can
That
you do against that
that
size of
sounds
a
like
force?
it's not good. I'm sorry, John.
That's all right.
He kind of shrugs and says, to put it frankly, we don't have the power to stop that kind of thing. If I'm being perfectly honest, Caterwallen isn't equipped to deal with it. He kind of points around and says, I love my city. But one of the things that makes it as comfortable as it is that we're not specifically imperialistic. Our army is designed to defend us. We don't have the forces to go out and meet them on their terms.
Okay. So what can we do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's already been made really clear to us that, we don't have what it takes to deal with these guys.
Maybe not one-on-one. Um, he kind of scratches his head a little bit and says, but if we're clever about it, and more than a little ruthless, uh, there's another way that I think will probably work. And he kind of points to the map and says, we bomb them from within.
My eyes widen at this.
What is a bomb?
It's an explosive device.
Like what they were firing at the ships?
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, okay.
He nods a little bit and says, but significantly larger. The advantage of having a slip in the middle of this fresh territory that they have there is they don't necessarily know all the stops it has, or necessarily what's in all of them. Assuming we can secure some form of canvas munitions, we can bring it through and set it off in the heart of their establishment. At that point, I can find a combination of various friendly forces. We can set up a bulwark and hopefully hold it for long enough to keep them from expanding. Either that, or we find some way to bury the slip. If we can find somebody with powerful enough brushwork, we can reshape the landscape so that it can't be accessed anymore. Or if we get a big enough bomb, it'll just end up in the sky, and that'll make it hard too. The point is to make it too difficult for them to reestablish. Bait them into the area, get as much of their army committed to it as possible, take them all out from within in one go, and then bring in everything we've got to hold it.
Okay.
Excuse me. I think our best bet for powerful stuff probably from Fidelity's time, right? Because you're on what was called the wet line?
So what are the odds that we could, with using our powers that we've got from this whole thing, just kind of gestures at himself. Just like, what are the odds that we could maybe use our new abilities to get, like, a nuke?
Well, that would damage the... Oh, he doesn't know that. Never
He
mind.
doesn't know what that is.
He doesn't know what the fucking nuke is. Never mind. Ignore me.
Although an interesting thing does happen because you were under the influence of this translation magic. So like nuke is not a thing that has a word in the ancient kind of proto-French that you speak. What comes through is something akin to the finger of God, or ultimatum, or something of like, what are the chances that we can get a hold of fucking God's dong that slaps down the landscape and cannot be recovered from? Like, it is this feeling, this general gesture of an end-all be-all.
No. What are the chances we could get a hold of the star called Wormwood that falls, that will fall from the sky, and many will die from its poisoned waters?
What do you think are the odds we can get annihilation? Oblivion.
He speaks
What are
up.
the chances? What are the chances that we can import British culture?
He speaks up and kind of holds a hand up and says, "Well, now, okay. Well, so hang on. I have not personally encountered what you're talking about, but I've been told about it readily enough. I wouldn't quite go that far. As I understand it, military technology from your era is pretty well defended. You have some abilities, yeah, but sneaking onto a heavily guarded base to take control of one of the most heavily defended weapons in the world, which probably has multiple fail-safes to use, uh, he kind of shakes his head. We need to go back a little bit. Things have been destructive in your timeline for generations. If we go back to Vietnam, World War II, we can find things whose only safety device is a hammer. They'll still be plenty big.
I mean, if you uh, if we go to the right like construction site, we should be able to, or a mine should be able to find plenty of explosives.
He
Oh, like dynamite.
go on.
I said, oh, like dynamite.
Yeah.
He nods and says maybe if there's enough of it. I'm not necessarily sure where enough of it would be. Plus, there's a bit of a search involved. The advantage of going after military equipment is it's tried, it's reliable, and I kind of know where to get some.
I perk up
okay,
a
fair
bit.
enough.
I mean, we could just go to a military surplus store in, like, I don't know, like Indiana or something, and get grenades.
He says, okay, bigger than that, smaller perhaps than the nuke option.
Moab?
Gesundheit?
Like a Moab, you know, like a 10,000-pound bomb.
Is this a thing
They
you
have
just have general knowledge over? He says, peering at you.
They have them. You can call them in Call of Duty
Oh, wait, what?
video game.
Oh, wait, what? Listen. And he kind of scrubs it all out a little bit, and says, I'm not really sure the make or model that we need here, or even necessarily how much poundage of explosive is needed. We haven't really got a really great eye on the settlement over there, but I suspect it's very large. It needs to have enough room inside of it to house the majority of their troops, to keep them safe, to defend like a keep. It's probably sizable. This may take more than one explosive to do. It may take a little bit of infiltration. Something that is consolidated and reliable, and preferably has a fuse that doesn't need to have a wire attached to it, is going to be the thing that's preferred here. Whatever that may be comes down to whatever's easiest to acquire. We've got a couple options available if you're up to them. It's important to kind of think over what's being asked of you here.
I think what's being asked of me is to blow shit up on the prelacy, and I'm here. Let's do this.
He chuckles a little bit and says, "Well, I guess I can't argue with that."
We just blow up their city.
He kind of frowns a little bit and says, "I don't think that one's particularly on the menu. For one, it's likely surrounded by exorcist candles, so getting into it's going to be a problem all on its own.
Right.
For two, I mean, listen, I'm no fan of them either. But
If
that
we could
city
hide
has a
there.
population of millions. They're not all soldiers.
But, well, I mean, if we don't kill them, they will.
Yeah, he kind of frowns and says, "Let's stick to the area that is a military detachment for now."
Okay.
It's like,
No.
all right, yeah, sorry. But like, I saw what they did to those kids. I mean, they just kill their own.
He kind of like lifts a brow and says, "You don't have homeless where you're from?"
Yeah.
Is that not just leaving your own to die?
I mean,
Oh.
I mean, it is kind of, but it's not actively killing them or torturing people to death on purpose.
He kind of taps back down on the map again and says, "Over here, if we could."
Sorry.
And
Yeah, just over there.
what?
Sorry, yeah, just over there.
um, he goes, I need everybody's at least tentative agreement before we get into the details of this plan, because in the event that you don't want to join, it's still the best shot we've got, but I can't be giving away all our secrets before I know if you're actually in. Otherwise, I need to find somebody else who's up to it.
I'm up for it.
Yes, I want to help.
I want to help.
I will nod.
Okay. He looks over and goes, "All right, thank you. Um, this is going to be a bit of a risk, so I'm going to get your input on some various ideas here, and we'll figure out which one that we're going to implement." Um,
It's like it might be a risk, but if we don't do it, we're risking all of everybody's family that's on the other side of that slip.
he nods and he says, "Yeah, no, it's if it wasn't worth doing, we wouldn't be doing it." Um, he kind of points up the coastline to where everything is going. Says, "All right, so between here and here is the majority of Southern Inlest. That gives us a 1 in 4 chance of accomplishing our first task, which is hopefully tracking down where Shiloh ended up. Um, that's assuming A, that he got away, and B, that he got away in this direction, both of which are pretty
Mm.
heavy assumptions. But it's a place to start, and in the event that we don't find him, at least we've narrowed him down. Having him around would make this a whole lot easier. He has networks of webs all over Inlest, and as far as I know, is the only to pull, so it's a pretty secure network. Um, Second step, in order to do this, we need to contact a great deal of friendly allies. We have trade partners in the area, several of whom have active militaries, some of which are up over the north, on the next continent over. Um, I will be traveling with the army to try to collect who we can to make it look as though a military push is being put on this area. That's going to attract more support from the Ivory Tower to hopefully get the majority of their fighting force in one place. We're actually going to hang out, hold off before the invasion until this second part of the plan takes place, but it does mean that I'm not going to be with you for most of this. You can either travel with me, which will give you the advantage of defense and a little bit of extra direction because you'll be traveling with the army, but the disadvantage of a great deal of extra time, or you can travel alone. For reference, it's probably going to take the army a solid month and a half to get up this coastline. Y'all could probably do it in a week, maybe less.
That sounds. Time is important, so we should probably go alone.
Yeah, he looks around for protest.
I do not protest.
He will nod and says, "All right, then you'll be setting off alone. See what you can find, but I don't necessarily expect it's going to be too terribly easy for you to locate Shiloh or Shiloh to locate you when it's just the group of you traveling together. I'm going to expect that if he's looking for anybody, he's going to be looking for a larger force, so chances are he'll find me. Or
Okay.
nobody. Again, we're just kind of hoping that south is where he went." He kind of like drums the table a little bit and says, "This wasn't brought up earlier because there's no point in dwelling over things that we don't know or don't that we aren't certain are true. But there is certain brushwork in this world that can prevent things like teleportation. It is possible they captured him. I don't know. We have no evidence of that, but if they brought the right equipment with them. They may still have him.
Oh
Let,
no.
let's not worry about that until we get a little closer and gather a bit more intelligence.
All
Until
right.
then, I think we should probably assume he got out.
All right.
Second step is trying to secure the munitions that we need. There's two routes that I can think of for this, depending on which one you feel as a group is going to be more successful to you. He points to a small settlement that's kind of halfway between where you're headed and Caterwallen, and says, over here, this is Daedra. It's a settlement that's been here for quite a while. They're a trade partner. They don't necessarily have any kind of military presence. Um, if they are dealing with local threats, they've got a local militia, or they'll solicit help from us or from the various mercenary companies in the area. By and large, they just kind of exist on their own. Friendly people. Um, Deirdre has a muse by the name of Ember who lives in there. I wouldn't expect her to actually assist us specifically. It's possible, but not a thing I want to count on. But Ember did send news a little while ago of a muse that came into her care not long back by the name of Malachite. Kishit, you haven't met one yet. Um, Malachite's new, hasn't got a whole lot of experience under her belt, and needs a group to be with. Also is apparently eager, helpful, and has access to a slip that will take you to a timeline and location that I think is going to be pretty useful for what we're doing.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming,
I mean,
assuming of course that you can actually, convince her to help, which I don't think that will be that difficult to do. She stems from somewhere in the roughly 1960s America. I want to say middle of the country, something like that. Father was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam. She apparently lives on base. That puts you inside a base with munitions in an era where they're relatively easy to get to, assuming you're able to flex your skills.
okay. That.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second option, depending. He drums his fingers again and says, and I don't know if I like this one as much, but it certainly gives you certain advantages. He points up to a body of water that's in the northeast and says, over here, somewhere in the middle of this water mass, is another muse by the name of Volkova. We don't know her very well. She's not what I'd call a friendly, but also not specifically a foe, just kind of independent. Um, Volkova stems from Cold War era Russia and has direct access to munitions from that time. As far as I know, the most highly armed individual in all of Gallerie. It's never been used. I don't know that you can necessarily convince her to get it. But assuming you can make a friend, you would have access to what you need without having to try to risk a slip. Saves you the effort of trying to sneak around a military base. Um, but you would have to try to broker peace with an entity that, by and large, has stayed independent of everybody else.
Is it possible to try both?
Yeah.
I'm really good at talking girls into doing stuff.
That sounds bad.
I shoot him a dirty glare.
he chuckles a little bit and says, "It might be if we can locate Shiloh." Shiloh's major advantage in this situation, aside from just making sure that he's okay, is that he can move you cross country extremely quickly by virtue of the webs that he's got laid. Without that, I don't know that there's time for you to travel. There's thousands of miles between here and there in both directions.
Oh yeah, okay.
They are like completely opposite on the map. One of them's like on the west coast, the other's on the east coast.
Mm.
The continent is roughly Australia in size.
Oh wow, that's fair.
Well, it sounds like what was their name? Daedra
Mhm.
uh, is on the way where we're going anyway. So
He nods and says, if we want to proceed with that one first, I
yeah,
think it would make the most sense logistically.
yeah.
It does mean that we're kind of committing to I suppose, a somewhat more uncertain option, but I think most of them have their share of worries. And if we get lucky enough to happen to find some form of mass transit, um, even if it's not Shiloh, uh, that will get us to the other coast relatively simply. The real tricky part is after we get the weapon, um, we still need to find a way back into your slip. And the only one we know of is Shiloh's slip, which is buried under the mountain that the Ivory Tower is on. I don't know that that slip is accessible without him. It might not even be possible to get to it. He caved it in years ago.
Mhm,
And even if he
mhm.
didn't, it's buried somewhere on a giant landmass that I don't think we can really search for.
Yeah. You can still get to it. I think he showed it to us, but you have to be able to do his weird, like, web magic.
Hmm.
He nods and says, which means that we would have to solicit the help of another T'Pol, or a notion that can travel via webs. Both of them are potential options. Neither of them are guarantees. It would certainly be much easier for our plan if we can find the one who made them. If
Could
not, I will ask around as I'm trying to gain allies, but as far as I'm aware, he's the only one on this peninsula.
I point to Ambrose? Like, could he do it?
He shakes his head and says, as far as I'm aware, no.
You're a T-pole, aren't you?
No, I'm a what was it called? I think a tiefin. I'm a different type of insect
Oh
altogether.
man.
Mm, not ideal. Oh, I can't speak right.
This is why it was so hard to get a passing grade in biology.
Just, they keep making up new pronouns. T-poles, T-friends, T. Um, he says,
Back,
even if we can't necessarily find him, um, or even another muse, it's probably possible to find a notion that can use them. Your skills are shared with other life forms, um, but that's a whole other problem. We'll figure that one out after the first two steps are handled.
That makes sense.
Mm, agreed.
Then he says, then step the final um, is to travel back through that slip, head back through wherever it is it ends up, deploy in the middle of their establishment, set off whatever munitions we have, and hopefully mop up the rest. And then move in and hold it long enough to deter them from coming back, which will be a fight. Um, which means I either have to solicit some rather powerful allies, or I have to convince several different nations that it's worth throwing their soldiers in the way of an oncoming onslaught. But if we can deal enough damage to their sitting army, it might deter them from still trying.
Mm.
All right.
Now, I may be just a simple country chicken, but how are we supposed to pull this off?
He kind of leans back and shrugs and says, "Luck, the grace of the patrons, a little bit of skill, picking up a few more skills on the way there. It's not going to be easy. Um, it's the kind of task that only a muse can do, and it's something that they won't necessarily be expecting. Um, but I can't lie to you. The dangers are high. They will probably figure out how to use that slip eventually. They'll probably have people on the other side of it too that you'll have to get past. And that's
I have a
assuming you get,
question.
yeah.
what if we closed the slip? The threat of the privacy is still strong, but what if we had a way to close it after we brought a weapon through?
He kind of stops for a second and like looks around.
I just
And and says and just kind of like puts his hand like uh down and says this asset and the power it represents through 4 different exits into the canvas through multiple different time periods is the only way I will convince other powers to assist us here.
Okay.
Uh, if it were to be closed, and they were to know that that was the plan, they'd never come and help. And without them, they won't. The prelacy won't commit additional defense. If it
Okay.
somehow became closed after we controlled it, well, I mean,
Okay. Okay. Just something I was thinking about. Thank you for your input.
he kind of looks around at the rest of them and says, as far as I know, the only way to close a slip is to convince a patron to do it. Usually takes more than one favor. They don't like getting rid of them. It also
Oh, okay.
locks you off from where your home is. You'd be stuck on one
That
side
is-
of it or the other.
That's true.
But if that were to occur after we had taken control of the area, well, that's fate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, either way,
Okay.
I think we can handle this. We've got magic powers, and even more important than that, we have good old-fashioned American determination.
I'm not American, and neither is Jean-Luc, or Nugget for
What's
that matter.
America?
Greatest country
learned-
in the world.
No. Maybe? I don't
Just
know.
looked at the beach.
It's the only other country I've been to.
Do you even
that
know what
might
a
be true.
country is?
It's
A
like,
land you're from.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much
with
it.
like
Yeah.
trees and fields. Like it's the country, you know?
Yeah, amber waves of grain and shit like that. Like, tell him, Evelyn, we're the best. Oh wait, you can't talk.
I just shoot you another glare.
Vince,
What?
tell him how cool we are.
Vince is still trying to get over the fact that just moments ago a giant cat told him to go trust one of those dirty commies. You were from '85. I think the Cold War was like just ending. I have to recheck the dates, but like
I think that might be a little early for the Berlin Wall.
yeah, I think that was still a bit early.
Yeah.
Though, like, certainly at the point where the Berlin Wall was like barely banned.
Um. But I mean, yeah, it's you know, Fidelity. I don't know how to tell you this, but I was kind of born in England.
Then you moved here. Well, not here. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I actually think I missed that part of the origin story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Might be.
Just like, though, I guess, like, I don't know, maybe it's not as awesome where you're from, because, like, you guys had Reagan. But we've got
Is that
Trump
another
right
religion?
now, basically.
I can't believe you're gonna pull this. you up and throw. DM Purple Lightning still exists.
It's like, yeah, but now we've got Trump, so I guess it's basically just as bad or worse.
Okay. I was waiting for him to pull a Midwestern.
But I mean, we've had cool presidents since then, like Obama. Speaking of, who is my favorite? So let's Obama the shit out of this place.
Wow. Wow.
You can't hear me, but I'm grinning very wide.
Don't encourage him, John, please.
Well, if this
It's
is
like-
an American tradition, let's go bomb.
Yeah, it is. He's one of our greatest presidents, and he signed all kinds of bombing orders. That's why they call him Obama.
It's true. That's
let's-
what his name means.
So let's
I'm
go
learning
bomb
so
some people,
much.
right? He wasn't afraid of a few civilian casualties to get stuff done.
Wow. Okay. So you get will nod and say, okay, we've got some equipment to reckon order and a few routes to figure out, and I got to give you some names of people to find, and a bit of a safe direction to send you. But if you're good and ready for this, then sometime in the next day or two, I think we can probably get going. I'd like to make sure that you're rested first and properly supplied.
Okay.
Okay.
Also,
Sounds
have any of
fine to
you
me.
actually camped before?
Like in the
Mm.
woods.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not necessarily worried about you and Ambrose. Well, maybe I am. You're kind of used to different conditions.
I've
Yeah,
gone camping. Yes, of course.
Yes, all right. Well, I mean, you're going to be away from most settlements for quite a while. There's usually some place you can stay within a day or two's travel, but not guaranteed.
Yeah, no, I'd be good. I was like an Eagle Scout, and I was in 4-H.
He audibly just lets out a. I wish I could send somebody with you. Do I have literally anybody I can send with you? No, nobody that can keep up. He kind of mutters a little bit and says, "Okay, speed is going to be your ally here. I think trying to stay on the run and try to keep a fairly low profile as you're going is going to be the way to go. If the Prelacy finds out that a group of Muses is heading north, they might catch wind of what's going on here."
Okay. We'll be fine. How bad can it be?
There's an
Fine.
audible silence.
Yeah, Ambrose just kind of looks at them.
It's
Even
like
Vincetta looks at Vince.
that's good. I'm just like, I am just excited to get out there and do something I know is going to be good for things. Like, I'm tired of questions. Let's just do something that's simple. Stop these dudes from having a route to those cool people I met at the club, to Evelyn's family, to
I think my
Vince-
bees could take them.
Vince's house. They can go to the bees. I'm cool with that. I mean, that's like two birds with one stone, basically.
What?
Let them fight.
Different birds.
Oh,
Not chicken-
good.
not
As long as
chicken.
it's crows.
I actually don't know, but I know it's not chickens because those are just in the pen. You don't need rocks. I mean, I think it's for wild birds that get hunted.
Ah, turkeys.
Yeah,
Sure.
turkeys. They're the worst.
He leans back a little bit and smiles and goes, this is madness at the highest level, but I believe in the power of mad plans, so he raises a rather stout glass um, to the group and says, "Y'all need a name."
Fidelity.
No, a group name.
name.
Oh. How about the Silent Owls?
No.
I just
Shadows.
smack him upside the head with the wing.
He laughs.
Name. A name.
Amusement.
I do not feel much of it at the moment, no.
Galleria.
It's even worse. Sounds
What
like
about
gonorrhea.
what about the stingers? We all have our own way of stinging.
Like the drink or the missile?
Like my bite. How he will respond. Confused.
He's gonna kind of shrug and look around to the rest of them and says, going once.
It's pretty good. I'm gonna throw one out there. Gala Rock Stars.
That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
That's what she said.
I will never get the military to refer to you as Gala Rock Stars. I'm sorry. The Stingers will have to be it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Stingers is good.
He raises a glass then to the Stingers, a fellowship that hopefully remains intact.
Let's hope. And he will raise his little thimble he's drinking out of or whatever they have that's small enough for him.
A shot glass that you're holding in two hands, like
Yes.
a delicious, mega pint.
Hell yeah.
Bucket.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you go to KFC and you can order those like giant things of drinks. Like gallons in like a plastic bag, basically.
I'm learning so much.
Nugget is
Alright.
gonna be so shocked when she learns what KFC stands for.
Oh no.
Both horrified
Why?
and then delighted because she's chicken, and they're cannibals. I'm sorry.
Lots of
As long
animals.
as it's not me.
Okay, fair enough.
I was gonna say, it's not like she doesn't know that people eat chickens.
There's I now regret
you all-
that I've missed the opportunity to call us the French mistake.
we can retcon it. That's delightful too.
Okay. I was like, three of
Well,
us are from France. That'd be funny.
Although I don't know if it's necessarily something that the bee would
No.
you know
No.
catch.
He would not get that reference.
Although it is something that a brooding Jean-Luc might just say clearly because he just kind of feels that way.
Aw, poor baby.
Side your hips, stick out your tush. Next thing you know, you're doing the French
The French
mistake.
mistake.
Speaking of which, what about Jean-Luc?
um, Jean-Luc
Yeah, it'd be
is
too dangerous for him to come.
looking pretty. He's been quiet this whole time. And as you bring it up, there is a kind of sullen look on Harold's face. as he kind of looks over to Jean-Luc and says, "Any way we shake it, um, I don't know that he would be much more than a liability on this particular mission. One, he can't keep up
Even
with you, and
he
two,
started to learn to paint.
not to the same degree.
Okay.
You all know
Like,
that begin
Wonder if you
advancing quickly once you start traveling and learning here, and if nothing else, he can't keep up on foot with you. Several of you fly, other ones will learn to run on all fours. I could give him a horse, but that's going to raise suspicion all its own if you're traveling in a group and only one of you is mounted.
Mhm.
Well, what if he could ride on Fidelity? Fidelity, you could carry him, right? You're strong.
I can be a horse,
There we go.
kind
Then
of.
no one
I,
will
I,
know we
I,
have a horse.
I think it would be better if he stayed here.
He
To I was
he's
gonna
very
say,
fragile.
um, well, this is what I was gonna say. This would be a really good opportunity for him to learn more recipes.
That is a good point. But who will cook for us when we're out?
I can make egg.
Hold on.
We can learn how to cook.
I will take a step back and transform into my boy form where I look like a human boy. That's Jonathan Taylor Thomas. And I'll take his hands and I'll say, Jean-Luc, would you be willing to stay here and learn the art of gallery cooking so that you may aid us when we are back from doing a terribly dangerous mission?
He has tears in his eyes as he's trying to come to terms with the fact that he just lost one family and now there's another one leaving. Um, but Harold puts his hand on top of his shoulder, which is basically his entire upper torso, and says, "Kid, we can train you. Um, Caterwall has a fine tradition of cooking and a military practice. I can make you stronger than you were when you got here. You could actually learn something, but if you go with them, you're going to be a corpse, kid. They're going where you can't follow at this point."
But we will be back.
He,
I just like I put a hand on his shoulder. I'm like, yeah, we're coming back, but bro.
he, he sniffs and then it kind of like breaks down a little bit. It says, "Are you though? Like really?
Like,
Everything about this plan sounds crazy. Are you actually coming back?"
yeah, we're basically immortal, bud. It's
I'll
like, look at me in the eyes. Look at me here, bro. I promise we're coming back. Like, there's no doubt in my mind.
Is there doubt in your mind?
If there is, it's subconscious.
Okay.
I I may just be too dumb and 19 to not truly believe this.
Okay.
Too dumb at 19.
He is both.
Yeah.
Like that's a bad combination of dumb.
Then I won't make you roll to lie to him if you don't actually think you're lying. But,
I honestly I think he is like completely convinced of his own BS right now.
okay. Well, that is the kind of BS you need to sell a story. So, uh, um, he kind of sniffs a little bit, and says, "All right, um, I'll can I travel with the army at least?" He says, looking over at Harold, and Harold kind of winces a little bit and says, "Yeah, I would rather train you here, but that's as good a place as any. You'll have the veterans with you anyway." Um, and he nods and says, "Okay, then I guess I'll meet you. I'll meet you at Daedra.
Okay. But I will pull him into a tight hug and kiss his cheek and be like, "We will see you there. Just be safe
He
and know that there's no shame in hiding."
he kind of whispers in your ear and says, "Stop dying. Eventually, it's gonna take."
I will be much more careful now, I assure you. I will not get ahead of myself. I will not go charging into melee. I will stay back and I will stay moving.
He nods. Says, "Okay. Yeah. Okay." And that
I'll
will
give him a quick hug and ruffle his hair.
he does not seem quite as javelin as normal. But says nothing additional.
Oh well, we'll take care of Ambrose.
Oh, also, can we get like, can we get these girls like fixed up?
What?
Well,
Evelyn
Evelyn still
and
can't speak.
yeah, and like,
Harold already gave them something for that.
Yeah, it just takes time to work.
oh,
Oh,
okay,
Yeah.
all right, cool, because her not being able to, like talk back to me is gonna get old.
Smack him upside the head again.
uh, yeah, you're definitely not feeling super great, Evelyn. Aside from just having like uh, your throat hurt, like everything's kind of not pleasant. You've been sick for a minute, like it's kind of awful. You've been beat up pretty
Mm.
hard. You're hoping that the medicine will take effect soon, but it is a thing that has a timer on it of a couple hours.
All right.
So when he finishes this kind of conversation and everything is sort of said and done, he says, "So, anybody want to tell me what happened at the docks?"
Oh yeah,
Listen. I thought they would hold me, but apparently jumping off a ship onto a pier is not something they were built for. Us doing that, I mean.
Why did you jump off the ship onto the pier?
because we were
Because it
getting,
was the most direct route.
yeah, they were like shooting at us and trying to kill us.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so that's the story that I'm trying to figure out here a little bit because like typically that doesn't just happen unless there's
I'm sorry. I thought you already knew that part.
Yeah, well, it wasn't our fault, and that's what's important. Like, there was nothing we did that caused them to attack,
Mhm. Well, your friends got away.
and I'm not ratting them out.
He chuckles a little bit and says, "Yeah, that's definitely a mess. But it's a mess for the crown, and it's not one I need to worry about, thankfully. At the moment, I think you may have gotten off scot-free from that particular event just by virtue of the fact that we need you for this one."
But we were gonna help fix the dock a little.
Um, he
we were.
kind of like waves his hand and says, actually, it would probably be best if you didn't specifically get back there on account of there is some question as to liability, and
Oh,
we can we'll take care of the repairs.
oh, okay.
At the moment, you're kind of falling under different jurisdiction. Why don't you take the day, go see if you can find some supplies, get yourself some packs, or I've got some packs for you here. He will provide some backpacks to go
Thank you.
with, and says, if possible, get yourselves sort of familiar with the local area and try to plan your route. I'm going to give you a few key names and some locations for you to stop between here and there so that you can try to get some news about how things are going. Also, if none of you have actually been on a manhunt before, a few ways you might be able to have a better chance of catching Shiloh.
Hmm.
All right.
Last thing, and most important thing, you cannot let anybody know what you're doing.
Okay.
If they realize that they need to watch the slip side as a potential assault for something this big, the whole plan's going to fall apart. They'll just freeze it and keep you from entering.
Right. Makes sense.
All right. Zip lips, I got it.
And with that, I think he is more or less done briefing you.
Mhm.
So if people have directions they want to go with, folks, for kind of like this evening in Caterwallon before you take off the next day, you can go where you will.
All right.
I want to go to a bar because I lived during fucking Prohibition.
Yeah, but you're rich during Prohibition.
Mm.
That's true. You did probably have access to alcohol. For sure you had access to Malort.
That's true. That is 100% true.
Yeah.
Yes, but the thing is, would I put that shit in my body?
If it's all
No.
that's there, that's what you do. But no, you probably had other options too.
Hey, do you know what Malort is? It's a time-honored cure for stomach parasites.
Which is good, because you have been feeling kind of bleh.
It's also one of the worst drinks known to man.
I
It's
don't
not
even
that
know what it
bad.
is.
It's a drink based off of a Swedish alcoholics parasite remedy that uses wormwood.
People say it tastes god awful.
It's not good.
great.
No, but it's
I
not
say-
as bad as the hype.
No, I was expecting it to be worse. It's just not good.
It's not even as bad as like old granddad whiskey. Like old granddad brand whiskey, like that stuff is just like you take a swig of it and you're like poison. But with Malort, it's like, oh, that's bad liquor.
Yeah.
That's not.
That I thought you meant like your actual granddad's whiskey, and I was thinking I thought that stuff is better when it's old.
No. Old Granddad is a terrible brand.
It's
Okay.
it's a brand of, oh, I've got $5. I need a fifth of whiskey. Let's drink this. Nope, that was a mistake. We had to ban it from Brian and Paul's apartment back when they lived in Mooresville because Brian got like fighting mean every time he drank old granddads and nothing else. Like, we're just like, drink literally any other alcohol and you're fun. When you drink old granddad, you want to fight. And he's like, that doesn't make any sense. And we're like, we don't give a shit. Get that crap out of this house. Paul is like asking you to do that, and I'm backing him up because you're a dick.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That is funny.
It is. Not as funny as the time Stefan tricked Brian into drinking 2 entire fifths of Jägermeister because he refilled his vodka with water
Wow.
and was shot for shotting him. He didn't speak to Stefan for like 2 solid weeks after he found out. He was so mad. Okay, I'm sorry.
At this point, y'all are kind of free to explore if you wish to. I didn't want to railroad you through
Okay.
your last evening into you're also not bound to the town if you wanted to go outside and to kind of like look around the country or go do what you want to do. You are also all packing favors at the moment. Um,
Hmm.
the thing with that is kind of up to Yins. If you want to do those individually, you can have separate scenes. Um, but like the way it's intended to work is that everybody kind of cashes them in at once, so that we don't have to go through individual like meetings with patrons all the time. Unless you
Ah,
just kind of
okay.
want to stockpile them for either larger purchases or emergency purchases. I don't know if you've looked through the favor section yet. There's a lot of stuff that you can get. There are also like they can also just be favors. Like you can use it to ask a thing of a patron,
Okay.
and you're not guaranteed to necessarily get it. Um, but they will negotiate. They'll talk to you. They'll be like, that's too much for this, or I can do that for you, or one thing or the other. They will grant a thing. They will not cheat you out of a thing. It's not like a monkey's paw. Um, because the favor token is their indication that you have already done a thing that is worthy of it. Um, it's just a matter of negotiating price.
Okay.
The price, however, is based entirely on value, and it's also based on perceived value. So if you're going to be like, hey, can you shut down that slip over there? They're going to be like, oh, I know what that means to you. Give me 20. You know,
Oh yeah, sure.
dedicate your life. You know, you know.
I think as much as I would love an evolution, I am gonna hold on to mine uh, in case of emergency. Specifically, if anything happens to John Luke, I will be begging people to help me with that.
I need to look at that whole thing first.
It
Where?
is page 264.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
The other thing that you can do with them if you don't want to spend them on a patron is they are just money. So if you want to look in the items section and stuff, which is not nearly filled out yet, but there's like 4 or 5 items in there, and more will be coming. You can just use them to purchase things.
Um, Also, I'm gonna go over to Harold. It's like, hey, is there anything else you need, like, from me before we go? Like, is there anything I can do for you?
He kind of looks at you for a second, like deadpan, and then smirks a little bit and says, "Kid, how old do you think I am?"
I shrug.
He says, same. I have no idea how old you are.
I'm grown.
What's that?
I'm grown.
He says remains to be seen, and just kind of like pushes you with a finger, just like it's a big finger.
I'm just like, I'm just, I don't get bigger than this. Like, what
uh,
is it? I mean, what does that have to do with anything? You know what? Never mind. If you need me, I'm around.
he kind of smiles a little bit. There's a little bit of like you might actually have to do a social roll for that. Do a community perceive. We'll call it difficulty like I'm actually gonna make this kind of hard for you, just because of I think the background that your character
You
has. So call it
you
free.
you already did when you made it community perceive. What's the DC?
3.
Oi.
I mean, maybe the dice will favor thee. May
I've
the
got to
odds
roll a
favor in
10.
your favor. Oh no!
That's real bad. I was like, I need to roll a 10. Yeah, that's not happening.
Okay, well, take for that what you will then. What is Fidelity's take on what occurred?
Oh, he definitely thinks he's being made fun of.
Okay. As far as you are aware, that is what has happened.
It's like, do you think I'm like a kid or something?
I thought you left. Did you? Okay, are you sticking around to talk to him?
No, I didn't say I walked away yet. He's just being
Okay.
indignant now.
Yeah. He kind of like shakes his hand and says, "Kid is a expression of relative experience. I think maybe there's a lot of growing to do, uh, which is good. Hopefully you'll have time for it."
And it's like, I'm just like, all right, cool. I don't know what's happening here, but like, fine, I'll just go like, steal bombs and like risk my life and shit
Yeah.
later. Just like turn around, start walking away, and like trying to make sure nobody sees him, like wiping his eye with the back of his.
Aww.
Aw.
There's a kind of like a disgruntled grunt coming from Harold's direction as he kind of like scratches at a table with 2 big claws, trying to figure out what it is that he should do in this particular situation. Um,
Probably,
what's that?
probably what he did.
Probably what he did.
I was gonna say Fidelity.
Mhm.
He gets
Oh,
and like grabs Fidelity by the shoulder real quick with just like two big little finger paws and says, "Kid, can you drink yet?" What am I asking? Of course you can. Come on.
just like, it was just like, of course I can. He lied.
He nods and like waves off the question and says, "Come on, I'm gonna bring you someplace fun."
It depends on what country he's in, actually.
That's true.
I think you can drink in a good bit of Europe.
Definitely in Germany.
And he will bring you with him to go explore some various places. He kind of says, "Hey, any of you who don't have anything to do, why don't you come with us? We're gonna go get a drink."
That was my plan, anyways.
Ambrose is going to try and see if Nugget and mostly Jean-Luc want to go shopping with him, or at least foraging in the woods for something that they can use for food. And
I like foraging.
hooray!
I don't know what alcohol is, but I don't know that I need it.
Jean-Luc will also readily agree.
Okay. You can do the bar stuff first, since I have accidentally split the party.
I'm sure we can hop back and forth a little bit.
Okay.
As it is, though, we are at a little early, but both of these are probably going to turn into scenes. I'm debating whether or not I should try to call it here.
You've only got about 15 minutes before you have to leave, usually.
Yeah.
So I'd be fine with ending a little bit early, because we've got some, intense scene doing next week.
Yeah, I think that is going to be Probably the close to these scenes right now. Who else going? Is everybody either going to the kind of bar direction or to the forestry direction?
I'm going to the bar.
I'm debating it because on the one hand, my thought was that the Vinces would like to look around in the city, just see the city, see this place before they're going away again.
Well,
Very fair.
I think the team that is foraging is also shopping, so that could be
Yeah.
a to her.
Yeah, if the Vinces look on the fence, Ambrose will absolutely extend an invitation for them to join them as they gather supplies for the trip, both in the city and outside of it.
Oh, well, okay, that works.
Okay, hooray!
Jean-Luc seems very pleased to have them around because it is again an opportunity to ride on the giant lands, who I assume
Of
are
course.
land-shaped once again.
Yes.
Yes. He will mount up. And we'll kind of lie down and say, I'm gonna miss this.
Hopefully, you'll be able to do it again before too long.
Yeah.
Nugget flies up and lands on Jean-Luc's head.
Oh, he's got a chicken hat.
He kind of smiles and says, I'm glad I didn't eat you. I mean, I'm glad you didn't get eaten.
What?
I'm glad you Listen, don't get frozen again, I guess.
I will do my best.
There's something kind of ironic over you being the one that gets sent off to war while I have to stay behind here. I didn't really expect my chicken to be the hero.
Well, look at it this way. If I had stayed on the farm, I would have been a barbecued bird. So, yeah, this is better.
Are you sure you're up to it?
I have no idea.
You'll be fine. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how they all transform, but you might see if there's something that you can do to not get stepped on. You were always kind of the small one.
Oh, I am a pretty small bird.
I'm sure Nugget can do that. We all can. You should try it.
All right, now?
Well, no, not while you're sitting on Jean-Luc's head.
I'll just say, last time I did that, I'm pretty sure I started a fire.
You started a fire?
I don't know. It's pretty blurry. I wound up in like some strange place, but I do remember running from like a big fire, and I'm not sure if I started it, but there were bees.
Yeah, about that. That was my draft, and that is the form that you leave behind when you join the gallery. And
shit.
unfortunately, mine became a big nasty hive and seemed to attack the people in the village, which is why it was on fire.
Our quick question. Sorry to interrupt. Am I there?
Yeah, nobody.
You went to the bar.
Or, well, I mean, no, you got shoved kind of forward. I'm gonna say yeah, because you still have to get arranged to get out the door. So yeah, you're all probably still in the same room right now.
It's like,
Okay.
oh shit. We don't know anything about Nuggets. Draft.
We don't.
Maybe it's just a chicken?
Well, we hoped it was just a bee.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about my draft.
That's true. Yours is missing as well.
I assume that it just went home. Or maybe it's going to school. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just went back to my classes.
Harold kind of goes, "You didn't see it when you were there with Shiloh?"
Uh-uh.
Nope.
Huh. And
Wasn't in my apartment either.
Nobody saw like a spare chicken or something when you were
No.
over in John Luke's. Interesting.
Uh-uh.
Well, the
We
village
weren't
was
really looking for chickens.
Mm-hmm.
and the village had mostly collapsed.
I'm gonna like lean over to Vincetta and just be like, "Oh God, his parents are just like, Luke's parents in A New Hope."
You get that reference.
I do. Those weren't Luke's parents, though.
His, his aunt and uncle, whatever.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah, kinda.
John Luke Skywalker.
God damn it.
Harold Wan is gonna teach him how to use the Force. That doesn't track Obi Harold.
Harold Wan Katnobi.
It's a bit forced, but we can work with that.
Harold's just kind of like, "I don't know what's going on here, but I sure would like it."
Owen. That was his name, Uncle Owen. And
An emperor.
yeah. God, that's so old now.
It's not that, or well, I guess for you it would be.
Yeah, I mean, when did it come out? Like 62.
No, that's about 78.
Oh, same difference.
It's a big difference. It's over 10 years difference.
Okay, we will pause it here.
Okay.
Thank you all for playing.
Thank you for running. I had a lot of fun. And I'm excited to start this new adventure
Mm-hmm.
when we're ready after we load up.
Is it Thursday yet?
Right?
It's,